Well, good afternoon, all my booktubers, YouTubers, and classmates, which I'm going to make this video to. My name is Eduardo Arias, and I'm a student for Literature English or English in Literature. And I'm making this video to speak about a magnificent book and movie, but of course, we're going to talk about the book first. The name of the book is The Life of Pi, which touched me very much, and I will talk about it a little bit more and how this book encounters my passion and how I found it delicious and delight to be read. To be read. The author of this magnificent story and book is Jean Martel, who was born on the 25th of June in 1963 at Salamanca, Spain. I guess so. He spoke Spanish, and he was a very modern, postmodern writer. His parents are Nicole Perron and Emile Martel, who are French Canadians. He was raised in Costa Rica, France, Mexico, and Canada. He studied philosophy at Trent University in Peterborough, in Ontario. His first novel was Seven Stories, published in 1993, and he's living in Saskatoon right now. That's all I know about this guy. Some of the story he has written, I'm going to talk about those, only the names. 2016, Las Altas Montañas from Portugal. 2010, Beatriz and Virgilio. In English is Beatriz and Virgil. 2004, We Ate the Children. La Vida de Pi, of Life of Pi. This is the book I'm going to talk about. In 1996. Self, which is a story that got some prizes, some awards. In 1993, La Historia de la Familia Rockemaccio, from Helsinki. The Facts Behind the Helsinki Rockemaccios is the name in English. He had many prizes and awards about writing and about books. Life of Pi got a lot of prizes and awards. So I'm gonna start talking about the book. After deciding to sell their zoo at India and move to Canada, Santosh and Geeta Patel traveled with their children and some animals on a cargo ship. A terrible storm sinks the ship, leaving Pi, their son, as the only human survivor of the accident. Nevertheless, Pi is not alone. A terrible and dangerous Bengal tiger is with him on the lifeboat. Days become weeks and the weeks become months, and both Pi and the tiger have to learn to trust one another in order to survive. The book tells a story of a young boy whose capacity for belief drives him to follow three religions. So not only he has to go on a boat with this magnificent animal, which is very dangerous, talking about Bengal tiger, which is a very dangerous animal. So I guess imagine all the stories and all the things that they had to go through and they had to live about, I mean, we're talking about a boy and a tiger in the same place on a boat trying to survive together. The book talks about three religions. One is Hinduism, I guess, because he's Indian, so Catholicism and Islam. In addition to religion, Pi is very interested in and loves zoology. Well, why? Because his parents owned a zoo, and I guess he was living with animals all the time. Like many other actors in Life of Pi, the algae island is a paradoxical symbol of both salvation and temptation. Its very existence tests Pi's faith. At first, the island tempts Pi with an easy life, allowing him to stray from his journey. Why? Well, because very important to know is that if your parents die in an accident and you're the only survivor, well, the most common thing is to think that there's no God, or if there is one, where was he? That his parents died. Well, and he wants to know what was going on. Um, as I found out by reading the book and watching the movie, because I did both, just to find neutral and similar scenes so I could understand better the story. I can say that the story is very nice to read and to be understood. This book takes us to a story of struggling to survive through seemingly insurmountable odds, which is very similar to the life of many people in Colombia. I, I try to connect life in Colombia and life of Pi on a boat. I mean, you might think, well, this guy is crazy. What is he talking about? It's not possible. But so many things happen in my country, war and danger, and and we all think, okay, what's going on here? Where's God? Where's my faith? I mean, is this going to stop? Things are going to get worse. Are they going to get better somehow? So it's very, there's a lot of connections with this book. Um, I also can say that um, that besides I could connect my life to Pi's, Pi abandons his life alone vegetarianism and eats fish to sustain himself. Well, I am meat eater. I mean, I love meat. So I don't go with vegetarianism. I think I prefer, and all my food should have meat and rice. I don't go with that. But this guy, Pi, as he tries to find a better life by himself with a dangerous animal. Well, if I connect him to my life, I can say that I'm right now living in Tunja. I'm divorced, and I was living in Bogota, and I'm from Cali. So imagine all the traveling I have done in order to fulfill my life, in order to gain something for myself and my child, which who doesn't live with me. He lives with his mom. So that's another struggle I have to live with. I don't see him every 15 days. And if I can travel to Bogota, which is not difficult, but sometimes it's not possible for work. Um, I also can say that the tiger could be seen as all the struggles a person can live when he's not at home. You know, it's not only the animal, but also the things that we have to live about food, culture, and be living by himself. In this case, I'm living by myself in Tunja. It's a city that I don't know. Well, now I'm living here for 1 year, so it's different. But in the beginning was really hard. Was really hard, and I can say that I can see myself, as Pi, struggling every day, trying to find a way of living and creating new things for me, for my son, for the university, which I haven't finished yet, and I have to somehow. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. What about the religious allegory of Pi? Well, it's just to depend the meaning of the text. When Pi is overjoyed to see the orangutan in the movie, he compares her to the Virgin Mary, which this one I read it in my internet, and but later reveals that she is a metaphor for his own mother. A person who loves his family, his mother, his father, and you try to get faith. I believe in Jesus Christ. I believe in God. I'm a Christian myself. I don't believe in Virgin